Hey, what's up, guys? I'm just gonna do a video real quick on the giant. So, let's get started. Alrighty. So, we're gonna go down to California, my hometown, which is like right down here. So, you're gonna find San Diego. Do this. Alright, so we're gonna go down to San Diego. And go over. Where are you, Ramona? Rancho San Diego. Let me see. What lake is that? Sweetwater Reservoir. Alright, give me 1 second here. This El Capitan Reservoir. Up here. Alright, there's Alpine. Here's Ramona. You're gonna find Ramona there. And this part right here, that's the country estates. So that's what you're gonna look for. So here's Ramona, here's the country estates, there's the giant's forearm, this part right here, and there's the hand right here. Alright, so let's zoom on in and do a little 2D action here. Alright, so you can see that there's the bridge of the hand right there. That's this part right here, and it's gonna be his left hand. So this is my left hand. His thumb, his hand's like this, but he's got a pinky. He's got 4 fingers on top, and he's got a pinky that sticks out right here. So his hand's like that, but his pinky's like out this way. So that's the palm, the ridge of his hand, like where your wrist is right here. And that's his, that's where your pinky is right here, where your wrist is at. And then his pinky goes this way, right? And then his thumb goes that way, right here. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, let's get a 3D image of this. Okay, so this is the hand, right? So that's his thumb right there. So, get a little closer view. His thumb right there, and then his pinky goes this way. And then he's got the palm right here. And then these are his palm lines. See that? Those are his palm lines right there. And his palm lines are a little bit different because this guy was kind of like ape-like. And we'll get to that in a moment. I'll show you that. So anyways, you got a finger right here, a finger right here, a finger right here, and a finger right here. And then that's his pinky going off, and then his thumb right here. Alright. That could be, well, the reason why I say that is because the way your thumb looks. And you can see right here, that's like part of his thumb, and then it goes this way. And then his pinky is like right here. But you gotta also think this guy's like, I'm thinking like 12,000 plus years old. Like whenever the Great Flood happened, it probably happened like, what, around like 5,000 years ago. So he's probably like 5,000 years old. I'm gonna have to look more into that. But yeah, so around like 5,000 years old. But really, we don't know exactly when the Great Flood happened. So it's anywhere from like 12.3 to 5,000 years old. So anyways, so that's his hand right there. And you could clearly see that that's his palm. I mean, you could even see the lines in there and everything. The thumb going up. But I mean, you got to also account for thousands of years of him getting bombarded by rain and whatever else happened during that time. So yeah, there's his hand. Let's go 2D on that. And get a little better look over here. So yeah, his thumb's going that way. His pinky's going that way. And then he's got like 1, 2, 3, and like 4 right here. And that's his palm. Alright, let's go out a little bit. So his arm's going this way. And then it comes down here, and then his elbow's right here, and that's his tricep right there. And he's got a big honking arm, so his arm goes like this. That's his bicep, tricep, and his muscle right here. And then here's his neck, here's his hair right here, and then here's his ridge, his brow ridge. Here's his eye, it's popped out. Let me get a closer look so you can see what I'm looking at. See that? That's his eye right there. That's his retina. His eye was popped out. His mouth is right here. And see his tongue right here? His tongue's popped out. Okay? That's his chin. It comes down here. And that's his other eye right here. And that's his retina. And this dude got smashed in the head. Let's go 2D. This guy got smashed in the head. So right here is where he got knocked in the head. And it literally made half of his face just go like that, you know, just like peel off. And that's his, or he was just smashed, you know, really hard. So that's one of his eyes. That's his other eye, and that's his tongue sticking out. You see that? Look at his lips right there. And his tongue sticking out. Okay, so now you got a better idea of what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing. And here's his hair. And this is clearly hair, so let's go in. You see that? All these lines? That's hair. All this is hair. All this is hair. That's his hair. And he had a pretty nice looking dude going on here, you know? Pretty nice little lock of hair. His hair swings back this way and it goes like that. And it comes back up. See that? It goes this way, wraps around. I'm an artist, so like when I see this, I'm clearly seeing it because I know how to draw and everything, so I know I could look at a 2D, you know, and see 3D. I'm seeing 3D right now. And so his head goes up. There's the forehead. Kind of see how he's a little bit ape-like, but he was also smashed in the head, so his head's all kind of distorted. Comes down, that's his brow. Comes down, that's his eye right there, his eye socket, and then his eye is right here. It got popped out because he right here is where he got crushed in the head. Now I'm sitting here wondering what the heck crushed him in the head, and I looked all around the area around Arizona and everything else. I can't find like a giant rock that hit him in the head. So I'm thinking it must have been a lightning bolt. A lightning bolt must have knocked this guy in the head and just exploded him. You know, because his other eyes is right here. And it's funny because my brother pointed this out. He's like, hey, his other eye's right there. And I didn't catch on to it until he said that. And I was like, oh crap, that is another eye. See, his retina's right here. And that's his eye, and that's his eye socket. And his face just like peeled off like that. See his tongue right here sticking out? See that? Eyeball, tongue, his lips, comes down, that's his chin, that's his other eye, and then This is the hole where he got smashed. Now right here, there's gold right here. Because gold's the heaviest thing, so it sinks. So there's definitely gold here. And let's take a look at his entire body real quick. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alright, went in. Okay, so his back comes this way. That's his hair right here. His back comes this way. And these mountains are what buried him. And it goes all the way this way. See that? This is his six-pack, his stomach, right here. And this is his back. And his legs are buried. They go down. So I estimated him. I figured his legs were probably like right here. So let's see, let's measure this guy real quick. Add point. Right there. What's going on? Oops, okay. I don't want that there. Let's see if I hit this, will it knock me out? Nope. Okay. So. That's good enough. Alright, so we're going all the way to the top of his head. 24. The other 3 is where I wanted it to go, but so yeah, 25 kilometers. Might have been wrong on the distance here. Let me see here. We want miles. So he's 15.5 miles. Let me redo that again because, alright, so I think that's roughly where his legs are probably at. So I was wrong on the length. Sorry about that, guys. But that's cool. So we got 15.5 miles long. That's how long he is. Okay. So now we got a rough estimation of what he is. So like I said, his arm's right here. His head's right here. That's his chin. That's his shoulder. His neck is like right here. You can see it, that line right there. That's his neck, and then this is his shoulder. He was a buff guy, really. He was kind of like ape-like, I would say. And then when he fell like this, and his other arm's like down here, and he fell like that, really, on his head, and his hand must have broke off, and his hand like went this way. And he's got tiny hands. He's a real big buff guy, but he's got tiny hands. So anyways, he got crushed. He's down here, and I was gonna point out this. So where his feet are at, like right here, if you dug right in this area about 1,000 feet down and you hit the bedrock, there's enough gold down there to fill the Qualcomm Stadium. And the Qualcomm Stadium is huge. It's big. There's enough gold right there alone, and probably more, to fill, I've actually probably fill this entire lake right here, just full of gold. And this lake, San Vicente Lake, it's 300 feet deep. Matter of fact, when they reopened it, a 13-year-old girl, I believe, she fell out of the boat and she drowned. The first day they opened, she drowned. It's a horrible incident. But yeah, sad what happened to her. But yeah, she drowned because it's so deep, and there's rocks under there that just go underneath, and who knows how far deep those go. There's like caverns in there and stuff. So yeah, this guy, when he fell, his body created that cavern, or that lake bed there, and then they put a dam like right in here. There's the dam right there. So yeah, that's the giant. And on top of that, there's two theories that I have. Either he got hit by a lightning bolt, or this is ground zero. This right here. Oh, come on. Alright, this right here is ground zero. And I mean by ground zero, this is where the Great Flood happened. This is where the water fell through the ether, because that's how it happened. The earth didn't just turn on its axis. Well, that probably happened, but in the story, water came from the heavens down onto earth. And there's other stories too that are very interesting. The gray aliens came here and they were going to destroy us because they've done it before with the dinosaurs and what have you not. And God intervened, warned Noah, had him build the ark, and he flooded the earth, or they flooded the earth. They're the ones who flooded the earth to wipe us all out, but God intervened and made sure we weren't wiped out completely with Noah. That's just another story. I'm not saying it's true. That's just another story that I heard. But the actual story does say that the water came from the heavens onto the earth and flooded the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. I'm thinking this could be ground zero, because you got mountains right here, and you got mountains right here, and it could have just all flooded right there. The water went that way, and that's the reason why this 15-mile long, which is still massive, giant, got crushed in the head. Or there's also accounts where they talk about lightning bolts that were so massive that they created canyons. They're so big that they created canyons, and that's probably how the Grand Canyon was formed. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of theories on how the Grand Canyon was formed. But that could be one of them, or other canyons on the earth. And that would be due to like a solar flare or something. You have a big solar flare, Earth gets hit with this huge, massive bolt of energy, and it creates caverns and valleys, and in this case it would have created this. But I mean, if we zoom back down to where the giant's at, there's also obvious indication that all the water, like in this area, it came in and then it receded back out. And all these lines right here, they're going this way. They're coming back out. Same with here. All of this stuff, it's coming back out to the ocean. This is coming back out to the ocean. The giant is right down in here. Alright. And there's his body right here. There's his head right here. And you could actually see, like in my hometown, where his hand is at and stuff. Like these valleys where I live right here, that's where I grew up. These valleys were created from water receding back down into the ocean. So yeah. And there's all sorts of other stuff in here. There's something right here that's massive. I mean, I could probably spend hours looking right here and finding different things and trying to figure out what these things are. That could be like a giant fish. You know, I see a little mouth right here. And then like the body coming this way, and then the fin right here. I mean, Paragolia, you know, but you never know. But my giant, I mean, come on. That is just so obvious. And now that you've seen it, I hope that, and I've pointed everything out, I'm hoping you guys are seeing this. Like it's just right there in your face. I mean, you got the hand, looks just like a hand. You got his eyeball, his tongue. I mean, his tongue is just, look at that. Look at the mouth, and then his tongue sticking out right there. And all of these rocks and boulders is his flesh, it's his skin, except for the hair. But I mean, look at that. Even looks like hair. All these long streaks and everything. Long streaks. There's his forehead. Long streaks of hair coming down because he had really long hair. And yeah, so that's Gargantuan. There's his hand, Chief Ramona. And I'm gonna have to go back and change that. He's actually 15 miles long, roughly. He could be 28, but I'm saying he was a stocky kind of guy, so his feet probably ended right about there. Is it going at it? Nope. Right about there. So 17 miles long, roughly. I'm not gonna go any longer than that because he looks like a stocky guy, so he's probably around 17.1. But yeah, that's Gargantuan. Likes, comments, please leave comments below, especially if you are seeing what I'm seeing. I'd like to know if anybody else is seeing what I'm seeing. And please like, share, comment. This stuff needs to get out. People need to know that there were giants running around, and there were more than just human giants. There were ape-like giants. There were dragons running around. Here's Morocco, or here's Africa. Here's where Morocco's would be, and here's the dragon. All right, so this is the fish that he ate. There's the fish's eyeball. There's the fish's fin. There's his other fin. See that? And there's his belly, and he's got another fin right here. Now, when this flood happened, this would have been during Homer's time, or not Homer, but this would have been during Atlantis' time, when Atlantis was flooded out, and mud washed it away. And this is all the flow from that. See that? All the flow from that. But this dragon would have died before that, and would have fossilized before that as well, probably maybe millions of years ago. Who knows? Those are still to be determined, all the dates and all that. So his dragon's head's right here. That's the dragon's eyeball.
That's his nose cavity.
Like where his ear would be, or whatever, little floofy thing coming out. He was a feathered dragon. Here's his neck right here. And he was spitting out all this acidy fluid, because that's, depiction of fire-breathing dragons and stuff. Well, this was probably like some sort of acidy fluid, and it's actually really beautiful once you get down onto it. All this green and blue and stuff, this was the acid that just like flew out of his mouth, and it hit that fish, which is right here. And the fish is giant. Like, he probably would have just like munched on this guy for a few days or so. Filling up that big belly of his right here. There's his legs right here. Alright. And there's his tail that comes down this way. So his legs, his belly, that's his back right here, comes up, and his neck going down. Yeah, this is part of his wing right here. And his wing comes down this way. There's part of his wing right here, and it goes down like that. So he was like, kind of like, his wings were down like that. Just flapping his wings, and came up, lifted his legs up for the kill, probably went like that, and then came down to pounce on him. And something happened where both of them died simultaneously. that's the crazy part here. What killed these things? What was it? Was it during the Great Flood when Gargantuan was alive? Were these guys both alive during the same time? That needs to be discovered. This is why this needs to be mainstream, so people start looking at this seriously and figuring this stuff out, because obviously dragons were real back then, and so were giant fish, and so were giants. So it needs to be looked at. And Sahara Desert, you know, if we go down right here, I do believe, hold on, nope, there we go. If we go right here, the Eye of Sahara, this is where a lot of people think is Atlantis. See, you got the rings. That's how Atlantis was depicted. And there's the other ring right there. I personally think this is Atlantis, and the story lines up perfectly. It was mud, not water, that flooded it. And look at all that mud. I mean, look at that. All this mud rushing out. So waters flooded the land and receded back into the ocean, and it just dragged the land with it. And it was just massive. Well, water would have been flowing over Atlantis at that time, but part of it right here was hit. And there's actually walls right here where the really straight walls too, where the port would have been. But yeah, can't remember where they were at, but there are like really straight lines in here. But yeah, Eye of Sahara could be Atlantis. Who knows? Alright, like, share, subscribe. There'll be more to come. Thanks for watching. I'm Sean McCarthy 86. I'm out.